Hi there. Hi, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Hashtag. It is episode 86. We missed you guys last week. Took a little hiatus, but that's okay because we're back and better than ever. We are missing Chris today, but that's okay because we have a very special guest for you guys. You've seen her before, but you're going to see her again today. But right before we can get into the topics, of course, we're going to go ahead and roll in Zane, and then we're going to get it popping.
What's good, hashtag fam? As Tiff said, episode 86. We missed y'all last week, but it's all good. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. But make sure y'all follow me on all my social media platforms at Zane Top Me. You know, I'm really happy about our guest today. We had her on the show not too long ago. You know, she definitely has a lot to say. She got her own show and whatnot. But what's good, Ashley?
Hey.
What's good with you?
What's good?
Hey. Thank y'all for having me back. I am Ashley Houston, and you can catch me each and every Thursday from 6 to 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock, depending on who's in the studio, over at www.92kelz.com. And you can find me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and as my daddy would say, the Twitter.
The Twitter.
He say the Twitter at Ashley Houston.
Yeah, baby, when we're wrong.
And he also says tweaking. Why everybody tweaking?
I think I say tweaking too.
He say tweak. He don't say
No,
twerking.
but is he?
He means twerking.
Oh.
You know the Cardi B. What's the Cardi B and City Girls? Yes. He was like everybody just tweaking all over the screen. I don't know.
They tweaking too.
I say, yeah, daddy, they tweaking all right.
I'm dead.
They tweaking too.
Play one of them tweaking songs. I'm dead.
Tweak song.
They are definitely tweaking too, if you catch my drift. But anywho, so we got some good stuff to talk about today. We will, of course, get into more information about Miss Ashley before the show rolls out, where you can find her, all the festivities she'll be involved in this weekend, so on and so forth. But so let y'all know right now, for anybody who is watching, if you have not seen, because let me tell y'all something, you're not gonna fight me, period. We ain't doing it.
You gonna fight
this
me?
Is
you gonna fight me?
spoilers. We will and we are about to talk
ruin
about
it.
Avengers Endgame, and there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen it and you don't want to know the spoilers, log off for about 15 minutes and then come back. You feel me? So anywho, let's get into the movie. I am a huge Avengers fan.
Absolutely.
And I want to know y'all thoughts first. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about Avengers Endgame.
So, like I was saying, I went to go see Avengers on opening night after a long day of stuff. So I was in there like, because it's 3 hours, and then it starts kind of slow. So I kind of tuned in and tuned out. So I am going to go watch it again. Mm-hmm. I will be going to see it again, but I'm going to be busy this weekend. But I'm going to get back to it. What I can say that I loved about it, my favorite part is that they really ended it.
Yeah.
You know how they always leave room for something? They really ended that thing.
But there was room.
I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room, but I don't have a lot of questions about, everybody's storyline. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied.
It's for show some room.
Endgame.
You got to go watch it again.
Oh,
Because they didn't.
I told you I got to see it again.
They didn't make Captain America black. They look the new Iron Man is just his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
or Iron Woman, I should say.
Iron Woman.
I should say.
True.
Yes.
Or I feel
Yes.
like they probably bring his daughter into it too.
That's a possibility.
But that's like way down the road.
But see, that's down the
for
line.
sure.
But for now, like, they don't have to give me nothing else. They don't have to give me nothing else for a hot second. I'm
I think what's gonna end up happening is it's like kind of like Batman. Like, they didn't reboot the Batman. No, not Batman. Batman and Spider-Man. The Batman Spider-Man series about 3-4 times now.
They will not
More than
redo
that.
Avengers.
They probably won't.
You think it's
They ain't
really?
No
you
time
really think it's
soon.
gonna be
No.
over?
No
I
time
don't think
soon.
they will redo Avengers ever. If they, I just don't
Ever?
see that.
Are you serious?
ever.
Like, they
did-
closed
Not
it.
in
It was a
my
good
lifetime.
closing.
I think I would have to die and then have a child, and then her child has a kid, and then maybe they'll redo Avengers.
I don't know why you think. Why
see
would you
it
think
happening.
that though? They had Batman from the 90s,
I don't
early
see it happening.
2000s.
I don't
But
know.
now-
I don't know how I like the reach back though.
But that's
Like-
different too, though, because they are just doing the remake of just that one character, not of the series of all the characters.
But the Marvel universe is so huge.
So okay, so let's talk about that. So anywho, so first of all, I'm gonna give the movie a 10 out of 10 because I personally thought so. I seen some people saying it was trash. y'all trash. So the movie was not, it was just much slower than what we're used to. And I had to like start talking about it. I didn't want to give no spoilers because I was really one of them people like, I'm a block you type shit. But I was just like, okay, so it wasn't that it was trash. It's that it was slower than what we're used to. There was a lot less action. There was a lot of flashbacks into the past. And it was slower than what we're used to. It's especially when if you watched, Infinity War before you went to go see Endgame, you were like so hype off all the action that was happening, and then you get, because Infinity War is nothing but fights.
True.
It start with a fight, it end with a fight.
But
it's
the fight scenes
fight.
in this one are dope. Like all of the action scenes, I was like, yo, I need to see this in 3D.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is officially over, and I literally was sitting there like, damn, I'm gonna just wait to the end anyway, just in case y'all trying to trick me, because I ain't fucking with y'all, Marvel. But it's officially over. I was a little disturbed with the people that was in there crying, but I feel y'all. I was literally like,
no, they was crying.
You fucking lying.
They was crying.
They was crying. I was like, I know you fucking lying. But anywho, yes, in the theater.
Were they other? Did they check the other box?
They did.
Okay.
But anywho, so
I'll allow it.
So my first question. So I was like blown away. First of all, when Captain America picked up Thor's fucking hammer.
So I'm not the only one, because I was like,
I kept trying to figure out like, how the fuck did he do that? Because and then I started thinking about like, okay, he has a new like shield, but I was like, no, Iron Man made him that shield, so there's
it's because he's worthy
there.
And that's what I figured out, because
only
I had fell asleep on that part, and I woke up and he had the hammer, and I was like, wait,
it's because
you can't let nobody borrow that.
Okay, so if you watched Age of Ultron and you go back in there, Thor keeps throwing like little nuggets to Captain America about like it's about who's worthy, who can hold the hammer, because remember Ultron held the hammer and they were always like, whoa shit, because he was worthy. It's because Captain America he finally like took that secret out and told Iron Man that his dad died during the war that he was in when he went under ice. So that's how come he became worthy. But also, he
got to meet his dad too. That was dope.
Yeah,
that was really dope.
Yeah. So I got excited about it because so I went back. Actually caught this from Charlemagne because I didn't know anything about this Marvel character. He was the first water super villain. Really, he was a hero. Then he became a villain. For Marvel, he was actually out before Aquaman, and he's stronger than Aquaman. I had to go back and do a little research. I was like, I need to piece this shit together. But anywho,
Aquaman? Isn't Aquaman in DC?
I don't know. No, Aquaman is Marvel, or perhaps he is DC. But anywho, so the character that I'm talking about is definitely Marvel. So if you look at also I kind of feel like when Captain America went back, I feel like he created different endings with those stones, because when it took him, first of all, it was supposed to take him like 5 seconds to go in and out, but it took him like a minute. Although I knew he was going to go get that girl, but
you knew it. I knew it too.
I did. I was like,
saw that.
He going to get that damn girl.
We saw it coming.
But there's different. I feel like
who are you talking about though? Aquaman is DC for sure. I just want to know who you talking about.
So I feel like he did alternate endings with those stones. I don't feel like he put that shit back where it was supposed to be at, and that's gonna create how should I say, offspring of Avengers. But also, so you remember when Doctor Strange, when the water came falling down. First of all, I forget the name of the character, but anywho, they gave us a couple nuggets. So if you remember when they went to go talk to Black Widow, and she was like, well, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then he mentioned to her that there was, how should I say? I don't know exactly how you say that. But remember she was like, the earthquakes are going on in the ocean on the coast of Africa? So that was like, what put me in this space to think that they're going to do this movie. So then also the other reference is when Doctor Strange was controlling the water coming from out the ocean. And remember he was like, that'll take care of itself. He was still holding it, but he was like, this wave will take care of itself. So there's a Marvel character, the first, again, water character, by the name of Namor. Let me go back. Namor is his name. So he's a water character, and he is the offspring of the princess of Atlantis. And he's super strong, and he can control the water and the ocean, all this shit. So people are making speculation that they're going to have this character face off with Black Panther. Because the reference of the underwater earthquakes that were happening
off the coast of
Africa.
Africa. Makes sense. We'll see what happens.
I want to see that happen.
Namor-
I want to see that happen.
So like Namor supposed to be the villain for Black Panther 2, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. Okay.
But
That's dope.
that made me excited.
It's
I
dope.
see that.
I mean,
I'm ready for a Black Panther too.
Me too.
We need another one.
Avengers movies are done probably, but Marvel movies are not going to be done.
No,
Oh,
Marvel
For
ain't
sure.
going nowhere.
There's so many
Avengers,
different superheroes.
however,
Like that. Yeah.
Of course not.
I'm sad about Iron Man. I think because Robert Downey Jr. said he doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore. Correct?
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah,
And
he's
that's
the
like
done.
my favorite character.
You know what is so crazy to me? I didn't realize how big of a character. Like, I mean, I realize it, but in the grand scheme of things, I was like, damn. Because when you look back on all the movies, Iron Man
He's
controls
pivotal.
so much of the narrative.
He's the brains of the Avengers.
Yes.
I didn't realize like
Created the
how
Avengers.
Yeah.
big of the character. Like, he's the main.
He
character.
embodies all of it. He's the antagonist. He's the protagonist. He's the he's that nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read the comics, so like I'm probably just not that knowledgeable of it. But like until the first Iron Man came out, I really didn't know who the fuck Iron Man was. Like I'm just being keeping in the book. So
That's
like
cool.
I was like, oh shit, like Iron Man kind of dope. But after I seen the first movie, and then like you see like the past decade that's gone by, all these movies. It's like, oh shit, like they're really connecting all these movies. They're putting a lot of effort into it, and then you like kind of do your research on the internet, and you see like how it's all connected, and you just kind of like some people just kind of fall in love with Iron Man like as a character. So and then Robert Downey Jr. did a good job, portraying Iron Man too.
I think so.
I couldn't see anybody else playing the Iron Man character. Nobody could
He
body
does
it like
so
that.
well.
Nah,
Yeah.
He did that shit. I don't know how he did the casting for it, but y'all did that shit.
Yeah, like it was so good.
For sure.
Also, I was really tickled with Thor. I was tickled. I was hoping that when he went back in time, he's gonna come back out and pop out to like fresh, fine Thor, and then I was just disappointed. I was like, "What is this? You need to get your life together." But I was tickled. I was really tickled by that. Also, I just want to know, what was y'all favorite Avengers movie of the 4?
Probably Infinity War.
I'm Infinity War for me.
I mean, at the end, I was.
This one is an 8 for me. 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because it's slow.
Yeah,
It was really, really slow, and I'm used to more action, and I don't know if I'm necessarily so much of a fan of the reach back. Like, you really have to pay attention. So me being half asleep, it ain't work out that well. But maybe I like it more when I go see it again.
I think so.
Possibly.
You gonna watch it again, Sam?
No. Probably never again.
Wow.
I mean, I don't really watch movies more than once unless like I really, 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 really like.
So that
them.
means you
So,
gave it a how many stars?
8 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm telling you, I almost fell asleep a couple times, and I remember I told people that they lost their shit. I was just like, bro, I'm already like. First off, I worked all day. I stayed late to work. I saw opening night like you. I saw your 11:30 movie, and we didn't get out till 2. So I was tired from work. So that's probably part of the problem. But I mean, that shouldn't have been an issue. I should have been like, oh, I'm turned. So when it first came on, I was like, okay, all right, cool. And I was like, damn, this is moving slow. I kind of like seeing the effects, the 5 years later, like seeing how not 5 years later, but 22 days, and with half of the entire universe is gone. I thought that was cool. And then like as it started to progress, I was like, oh, they're gonna go back in time, the time machine. Okay, figured that was gonna happen. So I was just like, it was just too predictable. All the shit was too predictable. So I really just didn't. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't really rock with it all the way. But it was dope. Good way to end the series. It's cool. Blah blah blah.
I receive it.
I think we talked about it for quite a bit, but I really think, honestly, I would have to say this was not my favorite Avenger movies. It's really a tight race between. I will go back and watch Infinity Wars over and over and over and over and over again like a fucking nutcase, and I still get excited every single time. Like I don't know what's happening. I will do that.
Well, Thanos was that nigga. Like so that's why
I went back-
Thanos was yeah.
God, I went back and watched it like after I seen the movie, and I was so excited but a little depressed all at the same time because I knew what was gonna happen. But I will watch it so many times. But the first one, honestly, was just so good to me too. I'll watch that one over and over and over.
I
again.
like the first one.
I like the
But
first
Infinity War still
one.
takes
Infinity
the
War
cake.
just has all that action in
Yeah.
it. It's like
I mean, it was just like a superhero movie like no other kind of like in like regard to like oh shit, he just killed some superheroes. Like, usually it's like they get hurt or they get imprisoned, but he killed them. And he was like, they
come
gone.
back.
They gone. I was
When
like,
they'll shake
oh
back.
shit, like half of them gone. I remember when I saw Infinity Wars, it was opening weekend after Black Panther died too. And someone was in there like crying, like the Black Panther. He's like on the ground crying. Like, I was like, it was shortly after Black Panther came out, so it was like people were losing their shit. Like they killed Black Panther, like Marvel racists, like they was doing the most.
Oh my God,
like,
people always do the most.
Remember when? You probably don't remember. I remember, but I watched it and I came back and I told you when we talked about it on the show, and I was like, I just feel like they disrespected Wakanda, and you was like, why you feel that way? That was why. I'm just like, nigga, we just got Wakanda. First of all, y'all done went fucked it up. Y'all done tore everything up. Then y'all gonna take our prince, our king. Like, how dare you? You're disrespectful. But okay, we I think we talked a lot about that. We'll wrap that up. What is our time, Zane, right now?
Yeah, 30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So next topic, we are going to talk about, I'm sorry, did y'all have anything else to say?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's the end game.
No.
It is the end.
It's done.
So let's talk about John Singleton. Okay, so we did learn about. So if you don't know who he is a director. He's a film director. He directed a lot of movies that have like staples in our life. But one, his most famous movie being Boys in the Hood. So we did learn on the 29th. Well, the day before, I would think that was the 27th or the 28th. We learned that he had a stroke. And shortly after it was announced that or reported that he was in a coma. And then shortly 24 hours after that, we learned that the family decided that they were going to take him off of life support. So it is really tragic because again, he really has given us some dope movies.
And he wasn't that old.
No,
Like,
only at
51.
51. You're right. So that was that. But we've seen a lot of actors and actresses come out to definitely give their condolences. He gave us Taraji. Taraji really credits her whole career to him because he gave her first movie, which was Baby Boy. And we all know we love Baby Boy.
She been that same Taraji.
He got the hits,
since.
man. He got Baby Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, Too Fast, Too Furious, Baby Boy, Shaft. You know what I'm saying? Black Snake Moan. Beverly Hills Cop 3, 8 Mile. He really didn't.
I didn't know what Snowfall was. I didn't learn about Snowfall until he passed.
I think I've seen Snowfall too.
I haven't seen Snowfall.
He got
Rosewood, Higher Learning.
Yeah.
A lot of
Higher Learning.
R.I.P. to my frat brother, man.
Poetic
You know what I'm
Justice.
saying? R.I.P. my frat.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He did
come
give
on.
us
Poetic Justice.
So it's really tragic. He won a lot of awards. One of the things that he was known for as far as like being a pioneer for Black men in the film industry or being a director is because he was actually the first Black man that was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director, and that was in 1991.
And he was the youngest as well.
And the youngest.
Go to the Noops.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was
so
only 24.
definitely a hit for the culture. You know what I'm saying? But while we're discussing that, I just want to know, what was your favorite movie that he gave us?
For me, I think it was Higher Learning. Like when they was like, Remy's got a gun. Like, iconic, right? So Higher Learning is definitely up there for me. And my other one, I love Baby Boy.
True.
Even though that one came with a lot of controversy, I still loved it. And
Yeah, I probably said that.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, Boys in the Hood for sure.
The Ricky.
That's his staple.
His death scene is like one of the saddest ever. It's gonna stay in the debate of who was the saddest death of all time. Yeah. So
like you're gonna see Boys in the Hood on somebody's TV at least once a year. Like you're gonna walk in somebody's crib or like it might pop up on you turn the TV on. You're gonna see it at least once a year. Like it's a staple movie. People always compare like the modern hood movies or whatever that genre everyone want to call it like to Boys in the Hood. So like definitely is one of the first of its kind. And it definitely has some messages in the movie too that are that still hold weight to this day. So I definitely have to say Boys in the Hood for sure.
I absolutely love the way that he depicted and explained the Black experience because a lot of his movies were rooted in education of the Black man. Literally, when you think about it, it was the miseducation or education of the Black man. So I love that he was one of the very first people to kind of take the narrative of very tangible. His characters were very real. You know, the beautician in the beauty shop that's going to the hair show, that's got the friend that's dealing with alcoholism and the abusive man, and, you know, trying to get ahead and being, you know, the higher learning, her on the track scholarship, and, you know, just them being at a college in general. They weren't talking about black people going to college. Ricky was on his way to college too. You know, so it was great. I love that. Now we got
and they highlighted how like he played like football is the only way to go to college, pretty much. And,
Right.
oh, if I can't play football, I'll join the army. Like it's just like, you know, how the importance, like how there's so much put on, you know, black males in regard to, like, you know, the only way to go to college is you get a scholarship in like basketball or football. Like you can't, you know, it won't be your grades. You know, I think they hinted on that in the movie. Like, well, I mean, your grades are good. You can go too. You know, so it definitely one of my favorites. Like I said, it's gonna come on somebody's TV at least once a year. You're definitely gonna see it for sure.
It's in the collection.
It's a classic.
In the collection.
Every time someone says they haven't seen it, like when they tell me, I'm like, what? Happens all the time. I'm like, have you ever seen Boys in the Hood? They're like, nah. I'm like, what?
That's when you revoke their black card.
Well, you know what? Then again, you know, it depends on the age range.
True.
My age. I'm talking about my age.
Nah, at your age, they should have been.
Exactly.
I don't know.
100,000%.
What is it, like 23 and below? They might not be.
That's crazy.
They might
Hell
not be
no.
aware.
That's crazy.
They might
I'm
not
sorry.
know.
If you ain't seen Minister Society or Boys in the Hood, you're insane.
So I've obviously seen all of those movies. Boys in the Hood, I do think it is definitely one of those black movies that you definitely should see,
Like
and that most people have. But it was very.
Cover so long.
It was so graphic. I love The Color Purple.
So
it's
long.
literally like one of my
That's
favorite
one of the
movies.
I'm not rewatching either.
I
catch that in the middle. Like I ain't never gonna start.
Honestly, sometimes I be thinking like I'm a little sick. I will watch that movie over and over. And
I don't care what I'm doing.
over.
Let me hit a little theme song for The Color Purple. I'm finna sit down. You finna sit me down. Okay.
I love The Color Purple. It is amazing. Like, it's a really good movie. Anywho, that was really graphic to me, and I don't know, it made me feel away. It really made me feel away. I don't really know how to describe it. It's so vulgar and graphic.
It was
that
very raw.
It's a little disturbing.
Which movie?
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
It's a little disturbing to some extent when you kind of think about it. Not that the movie wasn't great, you know what I'm saying? And I think it definitely hit the nail on the head as to display, I think, the exact vision that he had. But it was very graphic for me watching it.
The first time or now? Okay, because I would say now, in comparison to nowadays, movies, it's not shit. This is PG.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
As fuck. Like,
not now, but I mean, like when I first like discovered it. Also, A Menace to Society too. They're also
Mrs. Society was kind of crazy, right? It was kind of crazy.
They're so graphic and they're
crazy.
So vulgar.
It was highlighting a psychopath, like the black man that turns into a psychopath, like pretty much. Or,
yeah.
Well, that's that whole. You know, Kane. He was the young hardhead who didn't know anything, and when he finally started to care, it was too late.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
but that also takes me to Jason's lyric.
Yeah.
Same thing.
You know what I don't like about Jason's lyric? How they tried to play us with them accents. I ain't never seen no plane before. Sir, we don't talk like that here. Don't call us like that.
They did.
They really did.
Yeah.
To This Is It. I went to This Is It. I was so disappointed because I was grown when I went to This Is It. And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the...
That's strong Southern draw. I don't know too many people that talk like that.
I don't ride with gangsters. Jada, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop
nobody
it.
really. I mean, yeah, we have I think the reason why too, they're not from the South. No. Where's Jada from? She's from Cali, yeah?
She's from California.
Yeah, so
Alan Payne as well. And I mean,
They
like,
don't fucking know.
people have
They
that
don't.
stereotype about Texas and Houston in general. Even Love and Hip Hop tried to play us when they went to go stay at the ranch. Baby, that's not Houston. That's not what we do. We don't do. Stop it. Stop it.
But you know, I think that they're so extra like that because in their mind that's what they think. So they try to, depict it and be very extra, but nobody really talks.
They's not
that
extra.
way.
They ignorant.
No.
There you go. Not ignorant. Ignorant.
But okay, so my favorite movie that he produced was Four Brothers.
I love that. You know what? I remember going to see it in the
love.
theater with my sister, and we was all crying when Jack died.
I was in love.
We
Oh
was-
my God, I
we
cried.
We was in the theater like,
I
you all
cried.
right?
I'm not even a crier for movies. I'm
Four
not
Brothers is a
even.
classic too,
I
for
cried.
sure.
That was my
Fucking
favorite
classic.
one.
I didn't know that Four Brothers was under John Singleton.
For sure, 100,000%. I remember the last scene when it was out there in the middle of nowhere, and his boys was turning on him. That shit was that was a classic scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
That he was a
treats somebody
fantastic,
like shit.
and I'm happy that he got to leave his mark and his legacy on the world before he got out of here, because it'll live on well beyond him and his children and his children's
I
children.
agree.
So
I definitely agree. Everybody will always watch Boys in the Hood. Period.
absolutely.
Period. If they don't watch nothing else, they'll watch that. But also, so his family, they spoke out to urging Black men to get your heart checked and your blood pressure and all of the things of the sort, so that you know what's going on with your body, to hopefully try. I don't know if you can you can prevent that from just being more healthy, making better choices. But I really appreciate that, because Black men don't be knowing. I just talked to my friend, and he's graduating to go into the medical field, and this nigga just learned that his fucking blood pressure is high. I'm just like, please get
Sir.
yourself together.
And when I spoke about John Singleton on the show, my sister, who is 40 years old, had a stroke a week before he did.
Wow.
1 week.
I'm sorry.
And no, she's fine. She's raising hell right now at my house. So apparently, what happened was she ended up having a series of mini strokes on Friday, and then on that Saturday, she was on her way to pick up my daughter, and she was driving while this happened, and she had 2 blowouts on the passenger side, and she was just like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. And I knew something was wrong. When I talked to her, she was scattered. And so what I want to say about a stroke is that when you're having a stroke, you may not even know.
Yeah,
You might feel like, oh, I just got a little dizzy. Because that's what she said. She was like, oh, I'm just a little lightheaded. Because I talked to her Friday night. She was like, oh, I'm just lightheaded. And she said, she had kind of had like one of those spells where she kind of blacked out a little bit and got back up and started cleaning up. And then I went to her apartment. Her apartment was torn to pieces, and she had no idea that she had done that. She didn't know why she did it. She didn't remember any of that happening. So if you're with somebody and they have a headache, they're dizzy, they're having a dizzy spell, if they're not acting like themselves after, get checked out.
That shit is scary.
Because
you described some scary ass shit.
I saw her that day. She was like, oh, I gotta lay down. I got a headache. She kept complaining about a headache. Because basically a stroke is when you lose blood circulation to your brain. So it creates these spots on your brain where you're not getting blood flow. And what happens when you have those, they come in series sometimes. You get little strokes over time. And then as you continue to have them, your body is trying to regulate its blood pressure, and you will bleed out from the brain. And this is what happened with John Singleton. He got to the point where he was hemorrhaging from the brain. So it was like, do we operate and try to slow that down? What you can do is, when you continue to have those migraines, those stress headaches, those headaches where you're sensitive to light, where you're nauseous and all of that, that is, that's that blood pressure.
Right.
And that's scary, because my mama got severe high blood pressure. Her mama got it, and her mama got it. So it shit running my family. So that's crazy.
You definitely have to be on top of it. Even if you're, young and you're, working out and you're doing things, if you don't feel right, if there's some things that shouldn't be happening, that's always happening. I always got a headache. I'm always tired. I'm always short of breath. It's always... Get that stuff checked out, because you really need to know what's going on with your body.
I definitely agree. And it's so crazy that you really can be having those problems and don't know. And I witnessed it firsthand when I was younger. My cousin, it's so crazy too, because we had just threw a party. We thought like maybe she was hungover. She just was complaining. Like, she would always complain about a headache. And nobody like ever was like, oh, she just take a nap or whatever. She ended up having a brain tumor and passed out. Like, just, we had a little family like party, and then the next morning she just like got up, and then all of a sudden she just passed
fell down.
Out. And
that's how it happens. You get up, you fall down. When you start, if you get up and you get up too fast and you lightheaded and you dizzy, something is going on with you. It's not just, oh, I got up too fast. It's check it out. Better be safe than sorry. Even if you don't have no insurance, go around to the free clinic, go to CVS, stick your arm in the blood pressure cuff. Just do something.
I agree. Y'all know y'all health status. It's more than just STDs.
Put down that fried chicken.
That too, okay? But that's a whole nother conversation because listen,
Girl, I'm not eating meat right now, so
that's a whole nother conversation. But
that's why people tell me I don't look my age.
Y'all know y'all status for sure, especially our black man. We want y'all to be here and be making these babies with us.
If y'all want to keep that tent pumping up, make sure your blood is circulating properly, sir.
Y'all cutting up today.
Check it out, okay? If the tent is not at full salute and you excited, you might have a problem. And it's not incontinence. Go get looked at.
Okay.
I'm back.
No, that's fine. What is your time?
8:16.
Okay, we gonna talk about Jay-Z. We probably gonna end it off at this because I feel we gonna get into a really big discussion about this.
Oh man, I was hoping we would get into that last one because I wanted to talk about bald-headed hoe shit. But okay, Jay-Z. Jay-Z it is.
I mean, we ain't got too much to say about Jay-Z anyway. We can run through that.
Okay, so let's just we'll give a shout out to Jay-Z then. You feel me? Yay. So Jay-Z this past weekend, Saturday in New York at the reopening of Webster's Hall. He did a streaming on Tidal. I hear that there's much more of that. I'm sure there's much more of that. But people were very excited because one, he brought out Cameron and he brought out Nas on the stage. Then he gave us a nasty, and I'm talking nasty freestyle in dedication of Nipsey. And there's so much, like, you guys need to really, really listen to that. And when I say listen, I mean like listen to them words that he's saying. But it started and sparked a very big conversation around gentrification, which we know is becoming more common and a very big problem in the black community. And I know because I'm witnessing the shit firsthand once again. My family is from Louisiana, but my granny has been here for years, since before I was born. And I've been coming back and forth every summer as a kid. I mean, obviously I live here now, but as a kid I came back and forth every summer. And my granny has never ever lived anywhere but Studewood. We lived somewhere on Studewood
getting cute.
And if I tell you the houses that, like, the main house, because my granny lived in about 3 different houses in that neighborhood, but like the main house is not even there no more. It's fucking crazy. It's a whole different house. Like, I've literally seen people they don't even call it Studewood no more. It's Independent Heights. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and then I realized, so also so the school I went to, again, I mentioned this on the show, it's a really big staple in the community. And they were like trying to tear it down. And we were like, nah, we not fucking having that. Everybody came out, like the churches, the whole community, and they was like, no, not having it. So then they decided they were going to rebuild it. But now I see what the real agenda is. They buying up houses left and right. And my best friend, her mom, they own like a lot of property over in that area, and her mom actually bought a new house, but she just sold that house too. And I was really upset with them about it. I mean, they own other pieces of land throughout the neighborhood, but I was upset about it because they sold it to some white people who's gonna come in there, build a whole new house, and raise the fucking taxes.
I was just gonna say, because like a lot of folks, even black people will buy property in, lower income communities, and they'll sell it and they'll resell it to white people, or they'll rent out the new crib to a white family. But gentrification is a really complicated subject. I don't think there's just like an easy pinpointed solution to that, because I mean, and it's going to continue to happen. But like, if you think about me, like Third Ward, I've been in Third Ward for going on 5 years now, and I've seen a rapid really transformation. Cute. Like from really when I first.
Metro left, all that.
When I first got to Third Ward, it looked nothing like I look now. Like nothing. I'm talking about literally nothing. I've seen probably 50 plus buildings erect in the area or get torn down, renovated, or whatever. Like mansions, mansions. I mean, there's always been big houses in Third Ward. They might have been older because it used to be a really affluent community.
Where Beyonce grew up, the first affluent black community in Houston. Mm-hmm. And for me, I'm one of those black people that you're talking about. I own several properties over there that are shacks, and they breaking ground on those $300,000 townhomes on my street. I'm just waiting on them to knock on my door. Mm-hmm. So I'm not one of those people I'm very optimistic, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever I'm presented with shit, my job is to figure out, how do I make this shit some sugar? So I did I'm not going to say what any other person would do, but when I didn't have the financial resources to just go out and do it, these properties that we're looking at, these houses that are getting knocked over, they're under $50,000. Some of them are $20,000. I picked up one for $7,000. I picked up another one for $13,000. I picked up one for $29,000. And do you know what I did? I got together with my girlfriends and I said, hey, girl, instead of going to Cabo this year, let's put all our money together and get a couple of these. Okay, now let's form an LLC. Let's create a line of credit and see how many more we can get by the end of the year. And we're waiting. We sold the first one, well, my personal one. We collectively as a group, we sold our first one for $220,000, and it was less than $25,000 to get in, and it's 5 of us. So instead of twerking on the side of that cruise ship like we was gonna do, you know, we're able to do other things. Right. Like my goal for myself and my friends and for those people who are in my circle, and you know I do a lot in real estate, is to become the first tier of generational wealth in my family. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to me, because my mommy didn't have the education. My sisters don't have the education. And a lot of my friends, we don't know. Right. I was just talking about something earlier with Zane, but it's literally because we don't know. So when I think about gentrification, I'm not upset. I'm thinking when the price of this little strip with these 4 little raggedy stores is cheap enough for me to buy, guess who's going to buy it? Me. If I have enough properties in my back pocket, guess who can renovate it and put a black store there? Me. Because I can afford the rent. Right. I can afford those taxes. Right. Who am I going to rent this house to if I choose to keep the house and build my own $300,000 house right here? Or put in $100,000 with my friends and build something and sell it for $500,000? Absolutely. Me. I'm not going to be on the opposite side of that saying, I don't know what to do. I'm going to create a solution. That was my solution.
I definitely think that's very smart.
I rock with what you're saying 100%, and I'm on that wave too. You know, very smart on the business side. You making money, turning like 6,000 to 50,000, like all that. That is salute. But
I turned 400 into 13,000 just today.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just like the property value is increasing. You know, in the process of all that.
The time to get in was last year.
Right.
Last year that stuff was. Even now,
but
still.
You know, third ward, like there's areas of third ward, like, you know, not Sunnyside, but I guess like close to Sunnyside. All that area off OST.
The ones that's falling down to pieces, just buy it and hold it. Get together with your friends, buy it and hold it.
Where are people going though? Where are they going? People in the houses, where are they going?
What about the people that are already there once they start doing that and they raise all those taxes and those rents and those mortgages, and like where are they gonna go?
They're gonna hold on to it as long as they can.
Right. Because then when what happens when they can't hold on to it? You're driving people out of a community that they literally have been in for their entire life, and now you're coming in and changing it to some other like real cute shit. I don't have no problem with you turning it into some cute shit, but it's a problem when you turn it into that and then you tell the people that have been there for years that, oh, well, if you can't get with it, then you got to go. So you're the newcomer. This is not your territory.
There are some programs in some areas, and this isn't prevalent for every area that's going through gentrification, but there are programs available that will get you what you need so that you can move somewhere else that's suitable. Now, that's not necessarily the appropriate answer, but it's like it's like those people who said computers is dead. Ain't no need to learn that computer. It's gonna die away. It's not gonna die away. It's not gonna change. Regentrification is not gonna stop. It's not.
Oh, I don't.
So if we can't, you have to literally figure out what's going to be the best possible outcome for me. Is it going to be to walk away from my childhood home? Is it going to be to continue to be the eyesore in this community that's going to continue to grow up? Do I apply for a grant for a historical rebuild and extend my property and make it better?
You talking about the educated black person? I'm talking about the uneducated ones.
Absolutely.
In the
so those are the people like my grandmother. I got an auntie that stay right there off of OST, right? And that's what I did. I applied for a grant for her to get her home redone.
She said she's blessed though, because she got you.
And that's where it's up to us young people, those people who are part of those families, to get together with our families and say, hey, what is the solution for this? Because this is where we're going to have family reunion every year until all of us is gone. This is going to be the house that's going to be in the family, that's going to be in the books, that's going to be a part of our legacy. So what do we need to do to protect our legacy? That's when it's up to y'all to figure out what to do, because I don't have to sell my house. I don't have to.
I just think it's a case by case basis.
I absolutely agree.
Because you got them
families. Again, not everybody is equipped with the knowledge. Most of us don't know, and we get taken advantage of at every turn because we literally don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what to do.
Yes, I agree with that too. But it's more than just knowing; it's also having the resources to do so, and not everybody have the resources to do so.
This is absolutely
you can know,
true.
but if you don't have the tools in place to actually do it, You
This
still
is
dead in the water.
This is the only reason why I agree with polyamory or polygamy, right? Because if you got one husband and one wife, y'all got a $50,000 household. But if you got by 5 or 6 wives and by 3 husbands, we now have a $200 or $300 or $500,000 household. We got resources to do some stuff. That's my only plus to that at all.
But it'd be one husband and 6 wives.
I think that if it depends on who asking. But I'm not gonna get into that. But like right now, so my sister my sister had the stroke, right? So right now in my house, I got my sister with the stroke, the sister with the kidney transplant, and my mama. Now, if we could all collectively put all of our resources in one pot, I have a whole lot more little houses over there.
But shit, not everybody like you though, because my family dysfunctional.
That's with any family.
Just keep
that's
it
with
a buck,
any
like,
family.
Because you could tell them you could give them that game, but are they gonna use it? It's just like you go to somebody on the block. You go to somebody on the block, you be like, oh shit, we're gonna give you $40,000 for your house. And you're like, damn, 40,000. I ain't never even seen really more than 1,000. Because a lot of people, I know people that have been living on $800 a month for like 20 years.
Again.
And then you give them $40,000. You think they know how to manage that money?
No.
Fuck no. They gonna go buy a new car. Buy a car.
I agree.
They gonna buy a car and spend money on some bullshit, maybe the strip club, whatever, some alcohol, drugs, whatever. You know, we're talking about
everybody.
the miseducated black people. And then after that, they ain't got no money. Now where they gonna go?
Now they
the
back
projects?
looking at you.
I literally know that. I know
seen
that
it,
has
seen it
happened
before.
to
No, seen it
someone.
before. I've seen it. Literally.
Yes, it's crazy. So it's like what you're saying is very, very good. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody is not going to be able to do
everybody
that.
ain't able.
And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like what Jay-Z said. You don't have to leave the hood physically, but you have to leave it mentally.
That was my favorite
part
of it.
Ain't gonna be able to do that.
That was my favorite part.
Everybody ain't able to do
it. That line right there is so powerful because it's like those people who win the lottery that are broke in 2 years. It's your mindset.
Yeah.
If you think that you're supposed to be poor, you always will be.
Period.
If you don't believe it,
you both know 40,000 ain't a lot of money.
It ain't.
Not to somebody, but to somebody who's never seen it, they balling.
But I'm
right,
saying,
but yeah.
I'm saying like in the long run, like 40,000 gonna go.
I absolutely
that shit
agree.
Gonna go. Like,
think about $40,000 in just living expenses for a year. 1 year, rent,
you might
gas,
be able
groceries.
To do 2 years if you on a tight budget.
You ain't going out to eat. You getting groceries.
On $40K, you can live for 2 years if you on a real tight budget.
But and it's different when you get a payout of $40,000. But when you have $40,000 sitting in the bank all at one time, it's a whole different kind of. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of us don't have that discipline. I didn't have it at first.
Man, you gave me $40,000 when I was 18 years old. That should have been gone in like 2 months. If 2 months, probably a month. What? First off, I'm gonna go buy a car. Let's say I got a nice used car, like 15, 18 grand maybe or something like that. Cash money. That's half of it already gone. I ain't never really had that much designer, so I'm gonna go to the fucking Saks Fifth, Webster, whatever. I'm gonna buy 2-3 pair. I'm just keeping it in the book. Like if you ain't never had shit, that's why rappers that really came from the struggle fucking wild out when they get, $1 million, $2 million. Or
and Nipsey Hussle was never that rapper.
Sign this paper, we'll give you $1 million right now. We're gonna own you for the next 20 years.
See the $1 million?
And then like, oh shit, $1 million? Like I ain't, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then like they're broke in 2 years because they spent fucking 200 racks on jewelry.
And now they're trying to take care of everybody. They're trying to take care of Mama Nim because they have no financial literacy at all.
Mama
We have that I
homies.
want it now, right? When you think that you've made it, people feel entitled to what you have.
Very true.
Right? They feel like, oh, well, I'm going to take care of my mama and them. And then here come Cousin Pookie and Cousin Charles. And then your friends who want you to invest in their business and da-da-da-da-da. And before you know it, you broke and everybody looking at you like, I can't help you.
Because
them same people that was knocking on the door, they ain't knocking, they ain't
the
calling,
average person's
they ain't doing nothing.
financial literacy is trash. So you think somebody from the hood shit gonna be even?
And not to
can't
say
even budget their paycheck.
And my heart goes out to a lot of the people who are affected negatively by gentrification. It does. It absolutely does. And I guess I live my life where I choose not to be a victim in any circumstance or situation. So I try my job. How do I give back? How do I fix it outside of buying these properties and doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? Is to offer that education. If you want to know, you can always follow my social media. I have a lot of things going on with regards to financial literacy. I have a lot of things for first-time home buyers, what to expect when you're purchasing a home, how to start a business, how to start marketing, how to turn your passion into your life source. That's one of my biggest focuses for this year is helping people figure out true happiness is figuring out what you're good at and how to make money from it.
True.
So
I agree.
I concur. We are actually out of time.
oh, no
I
bald-headed hoe shit.
know. I wanted to talk about it too, but we are out of time, unfortunately. We will get to bald-headed hoe shit on another episode, trust me.
I'm gonna have to call in then.
We will
'Cause I can
definitely.
pull out
We will certainly get to it, and it's about to be summer.
Because you know this
We'll
is
get to
the
these summer topics.
hashtag bald-headed hoe shit movement. Because you know they started Black Men Don't Cheat last year. Now we got bald-headed hoe shit.
I'm so fucking dead.
You know what?
Big facts.
It's really big facts. So a lot of you hoes are about headed up under the wheel. Need y'all to get it together. Quit gluing them fucking shits on your forehead. Actually, if you gonna glue it
Don't
on
pull it
your
all the way
forehead.
down to your eyebrows. You got to push it back.
You do better gluing it on your damn forehead because you hoes is trying to put it directly on the little edges that you do have. Then you pull the shit off and you bald up under there. Y'all need to do better, okay?
See, weave is
these
supposed
bald
to
cap
be
fucking methods ain't working for y'all.
protective
You already
hairstyles.
bald.
It's not supposed to snatch you. It's supposed to protect what's underneath. Because when I snatch mine off, they be like, damn,
I ain't
what
never
you mix
gluing
with?
no wig on.
My mama and my daddy.
I ain't never gluing no wig on, period. I'd rather that hoe fall off because these edges are immaculate and they should stay that way. We ain't having it. But anywho, we are going to wrap up the show, okay? Thank you for all of them nuggets that you gave to us. We appreciate that. You guys, if you are listening and, you know, gentrification is happening in your neighborhood, figure out how you cannot be a victim of such, okay? So make sure you follow Ashley on Instagram at Ashley So Houston. Get them nuggets and educate yourself.
I be dropping them all the time.
Okay. Now we are going to get ready to roll out the show. Before we do that, Ashley, let everybody know where they can find you about your show.
All right. You can find me on, as I said in the beginning, on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter at Ashley So Houston. I'm also on 92 KELZ each and every Thursday from 6 to 7:45-ish, maybe, depending on who's talking. That's every Thursday night, and you can log on to www.92kelz.com. Y'all check it out.
All right, you guys.
Y'all go fucking check out Ashley's show.
Zane, you taking us out?
Y'all check out
Y'all
Ashley's
gotta come
show,
to the
man.
show, man.
We do.
Y'all gotta come to the show.
Let me know.
Because y'all had me and AJ separately, but you haven't seen us together. It's a whole nother other kind of experience.
Shall be interesting.
This Thursday, we're going to be talking about sex. We have a male sex therapist and a female sex therapist coming on the show. We're going to be talking about sex, baby.
I need to be at that segment.
Listen.
Because I ain't having sex. I need to be upped on my game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on out
After
here
that,
in the
we're going to
world.
have Prisha, the head doctor. She's literally been on Dr. Phil everywhere talking about giving head. She's got a throat spray that numb your throat. She's going to be teaching
Oh, I
y'all
really
what
want to
to
go
do.
on that show.
She got stuff to do. We're going to talk about all that.
I really want to go on that one. Scratch the first one. Put me on the second episode.
What was her name again?
Prisha.
Oh, okay.
Prisha. You can find her on Instagram.
Wow.
Shout out to Prisha.
Is that you rolling us out?
I can, man. Look,
Go ahead,
hey,
take us out.
man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. We had Ashley So motherfucking Houston on the show.
Hey.
She gave us some gems. You know what I'm saying? I always like having her on the show. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Episode 86. Hopefully we got Chris back next week. Don't know.
She will be.
Not sure. She will be next week.
she'll
Okay.
be
Hopefully. But you know, make sure y'all follow me on all my social media platforms at Zane Tommy. That's on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that. And
Y'all go ahead and hit me on the gram _Tiffany Noco. You feel me? Period. Follow me on Twitter too, because honestly, I told y'all a long time ago I had to delete my Twitter and then I got it back, so I only have like 100 followers, if even.
I got like 7 followers on
but
Twitter.
I love talking shit on Twitter. And you know why? I enjoy that I don't have that many followers now, because I talk so much shit. I tweet the craziest shit and nobody see it, so it's really my safe zone.
I try to act right though sometimes, because I be trying to, I work with like Express and Whole Foods, so I be trying to be like, Jesus is love, eat more grass.
crazy as hell.
That's why I say
Yeah.
That's why I save my crazy shit for Twitter. But anywho, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Catch us next week, same day, same time, different topics. Deuce.